Hi there, this is Nora from Central Japan. Today I am in Toyokawa City. I came here to visit Toyokawa Inari Temple. In Toyokawa City, you can see images of foxes here and there. To get to the temple, we have to take this road. It takes very few minutes to reach the destination. And this is actually a small shopping arcade filled with old buildings. Some of them are so old that every time I come here, some of them are gone already. Just across the street you can see the wall and the building of the temple, while on the other side it is still the shopping arcade full of restaurants, cafes and souvenir shops. Let's go to the temple through this main gate, and already from here I can see a lot of food stalls on the ground. Also, there are too many people today. It's not always like this. Seems like they have some special event going on. You can see here also Torii Gate, which is a sign of Shinto shrines. But one more time, this is the Buddhist temple with just some elements of Shinto shrine here. You cannot find any Shinto priests on the ground. The people who are serving here, they are all Buddhist monks or Buddhist priests. This is the main building, the main praying hall for this temple. It is a little bit elevated, but to get to there, as you can see, no stairs. It is very convenient for people with disabilities or elderly people. Here we are greeted by some smoke, and the smoke helps us keep ourselves healthy and clean. And now, clean and healthy, we can continue with our walk. Can you see that huge red lantern? Reminds me a little bit of Asakusa in Tokyo. Here I was so lucky to get this book for collecting stamps, and from Aichi Prefecture I have to collect 5 stamps, and the first one is from Toyokawa Inari Temple, and Toyokawa Inari, it's the farthest destination for me. The other 4 are much closer to my place. Let's check on the park and some other buildings and structures. You can run into very interesting shapes here. So for example, this pavilion is kind of like round one, which is a little bit unusual. Here you can see some other Shinto shrine elements. Sculptures of foxes as well. And these 2 extremely tall and extremely straight trees play the role of Torii Gate. If you want to get to the place behind, you have to go under the rope. There are some other interesting trees here. For example, these 2 trees, they are growing from the same root. And just about 10 centimeters above the ground, they split into 2. At this corner, people are enjoying reading their fortune. In every temple and shrine at the very beginning of the year, you can purchase your fortune. And here, the fortune is written on a small piece of paper and placed inside the small fox figurine. You can purchase the fox here, and they are all of different colors, and also they have different facial expression. You can pick the one you like the best and read your fortune here. Let's check some other buildings. So this small building is not only for the praying, but also for performing some so-called practical ritual. For example, this one is for academic success. If you want to get into good university or good high school, you come here, you make donation, you pray, you make yourself heard like this, and absolutely sure you can get into university or school of your choice. Well, here you're supposed to wrap some parts of the sculpture in order to get what you want. Money, luck, good health. The trees are extremely tall and straight here. They are also in big numbers. You also can see here a lot of banners. The banners are all with the names of the people and organization who made donations to this temple. There are also many roads you can take. Let's not take this one, let's go further. And let's take this way. Let's go through this old gate. This is the oldest structure of this temple, by the way. And there is also a red lantern above. On the right, you can see 7 gods of luck. These lucky gods are usually kept in a different place with separate chamber for each of them. So being here today all together, it seems like today's event is to pray to those gods. Well, right now we are behind the main building, the main hall, and here the area is a little bit wider, the space is wider, and you can see different wooden and stone structures as well. There are stone lanterns in big numbers, so it should be very pretty at night, and that beautiful wooden tower as well. You can see elevated gallery behind the lanterns. Not all fortunes are actually good. If you manage to get not so good fortune, you can leave it on the ground of the temple. You just have to fix it on one of those ropes and be sure people in the temple can pray and minimize the damage. So probably your year is not going to be too tough thanks to that. If your fortune is good, you can take the piece of paper with you to your place. On all these ropes, they are located just beneath the gallery. I always wanted to try to burn some incense here, so finally I did it. Not from the first try. It wasn't good enough, so I needed the second try, but second try was okay. And now I just place it into special container, which is usually filled with sand, but here instead of sand, we have special holes to hold this incense. And also there is a special person who is taking care of this stuff. And this elevated gallery, I am almost obsessed with it. I could stay here for hours watching people walking through it. And now look, there is Bonza leading the family to the main hall for the special prayer. These elevated galleries are made specially for bonzas and monks not to get on the ground when they have to move from one building to another. It is very important when the weather isn't good enough, for example, during rainy season. Not all buildings here are old. On the right here you can see a very new building, the construction of which was completed just last year. This area wasn't like this before. I remember even last time when I came, it was about 1 year ago or so, I could walk inside and walk between the trees without any problems like many other people. And people even could collect those pine cones, but not anymore. The area is protected now by the fence, and also new fox figurines are placed here. It wasn't like this before. No foxes before. Now you have so many. The lanterns were there before. It is the same. that is the main purpose of my visit to this temple. Through another torii gate, we are walking through the alley filled with so many folk statues. Let's enjoy the walk, the tranquility, the calmness of the place. The walk is not so long. It reminds me of Fushimi Inari a lot. So the fox is actually the messenger or a spy on behalf of Inari deity. So the fox is checking on people if they really can get what they asked for from Inari while being good enough, and if they were not good enough but asking for something big, they even can be tricked by the fox. The sculptures are different in ages. There are very new, a little bit older, and these two are very old and a little bit scary. This is almost the end of the alley, and you can see some different sculptures of mother foxes and their babies. The babies are so cute. At the very end of this alley, on the right, you could see red torii gates, again the same as in Fushimi Inari in Kyoto, but the length of the path is much shorter than there. On the left, you can see the special place filled with hundreds, if not the thousands, of sculptures of foxes. It is the very popular place for taking pictures among the locals. Not many foreign tourists know about that place. It is a little bit away from the main touristic roads. This place is also featured in every single booklet or guidebook about Aichi Prefecture. This is the last spot on the ground of the temple, the bronze bell, and that will be all from me today.